Hello, my name is Hector. Welcome back to How to Play FTB Revelations. How is everyone doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Last episode we did some stuff. We did some stuff on like ghost blocks and things of that nature. Look at that. And we also changed the biome, which was pretty awesome. We've all got that now. Haven't removed any of the snow yet. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. I've moved some of my stuff up here just so we have easier access to our things, since we have, we're sort of moving our things up here basically. And I've got a lot of advanced inscribers which I've been using to make stuff. So, one of my patrons recently asked and wanted to know how to do autocrafting with AE2. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Now, first of all, we're going to have to dip in to the slightly murky aspect of Applied Energistics 2, which is channels. And this is one of the reasons that, one of the things that separates people that like the mod and dislike the mod. So I'm not going to get into it hugely, because to do basic things, you don't have to worry about it too much, but it's just so that you know. So every controller, every Emmy controller like this, is able to export up to 32 channels on each side, depending on what sort of cable you use. So I've got smart cable on here, and you can see it is using it. That can only carry 8 channels, and it's using 4 of the 8 channels right now with all of the things that are connected to it. Okay, that's how that works. That's how that works. So obviously from this cable we could only use up to 8 things attached to it basically. Now you can add more Emmy controllers to make, give you more options basically, and if you use the dense cable, you can see that carries 32 channels. So we could run some dense channels cable like that, and then come off it with smart cable, for instance. So that is one thing that you can get rid of. So that's basically the very, very basics of channels. You can do a lot more with it. You can get around stuff a lot more, but just for the basics, that's what you need to know. Okay. Like I say, you can always add more Emmy controllers. It is not like refined storage from that only has one, but the Emmy controllers do need to be attached to each other. So that's another thing to consider. So we're just going to be using this. So a couple of other things that you will need for auto crafting. You'll need to make some storage components, which are usually used to make the cells like this, but we will be using crafting storage. Okay. One of the other things you will need is an Emmy pattern terminal, okay? So let us, I'm going to actually bring this out here like that, and then pop you on there, and I don't know, yep, there you go, look, that's now using 5 things because I've just added this into the mix as well, so that's 5 out of 8 channels. So there you go, that's sort of how that works. Each thing basically is using one of the channels. So a pattern terminal, what does this do? Yeah, there we go. And this will allow us to make patterns to use in the auto crafting. Okay, and one of the first things we need is we actually need patterns. So let's have a look. Blank pattern, there we go. So you can see this is the recipe, it's not too bad. Certus quartz, glowstone, quartz glass, and iron. So let's make a few of these. I don't want to use that, I want to use these. Let's just make a whole lot of them. There we go, 45. Boom, and then we put that in that. Now, in these you can see, I don't know what that is. All dictionary substitutions. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Allow substitutions of input components, prevents. That's great. That's new since the last time I used it. So, for instance, say we wanted, there you go, cobblestone slabs to make those. Let's number of items. There we go. So we would do that. You can see that is like that. Prevent, substitute, allow, or I don't know, it's up to you which one you want to do. That's obviously useful if there are different ores, maybe, different coppers that you might want to prevent. You've got more of one, like for instance, like when we made these blank patterns, I wanted to use the Certus quartz rather than charged Certus quartz or pure. I could prevent it from using the other two by forcing it to use that one. But anyway, this is how we do it. It is on a crafting pattern, and then you just click that and you can see there we have that. And if we press shift, you can see what it's actually done to. To get rid of it, I believe we just have to do that and it erases that. So that's how you make a pattern. Now you can also do a processing pattern, okay? And that, for instance, if we put something like that. Oh, that didn't do it. There we go. No, I didn't. I didn't mean that. I've forgotten. Let's get one of these and one of these. So we do that and that like that, and that would basically mean creates one stone with one cobblestone, and then you would attach it to a furnace or some sort of furnace, whatever furnace you could do. So that is another way of doing it. We'll get to doing that with machines in a moment. So that is the first step, how to make patterns. I have some of my dense smart cable here just ready and waiting now, coming out of the other side of my Emmy controller, and what I have is I have a few different things. So you need two systems to do autocrafting. You need an ME interface along with molecular assemblers. Those do the actual crafting itself, and then you need the processing power, the CPU power, in order to do the crafting. And we'll set this up first. So first of all, you can see this is 64K crafting storage. I've also got a 16 one. I've got a crafting monitor, and then I've got some crafting co-processing units. So basically what this means is that the more you have these, and you can see if I make this not a cube, it doesn't work. So it needs to be cuboid. It can be any shape, but it has to be cuboid. Okay, so it's basically up to you how you do this. And I think I'm just going to do this. The more power you have, so 64K is obviously the biggest. The more items it can basically, like the more complex the crafting can be basically. So you want to go as high as possible. So it's the same idea as this, okay? 4K, 16K, and then have I got any 64Ks somewhere? Oh, I actually haven't even bothered. Okay, well, fair enough. But it's the same thing. Co-processing units allow you to do different, how best to explain it? They will allow you to do more than one crafting process at a time. So the more of these you have, the more things it can craft simultaneously. There you go, that's the best. And then a crafting monitor will just show you what is being crafted at that specific time. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 of these here, and then we're going to chuck that one on here, and you can see it forms a thing. It forms a multi-block structure with that there. So next we have the Emmy interface and the molecular assembler. So the Emmy interface is where you put the patterns in, okay, in order to be crafted, and the molecular assemblers are the things that actually are actually the things that craft whatever you set to craft. That's basically what they do. Let's bring this out. Let's bring this out one. I like this. So molecular assemblers themselves do not take up a channel. If you remember, all of these channels here that we've got, they do not take up a channel. So you can see now this has gone to 6, which is interesting. I don't know if that's... Oh, there you go. This is now 1, which is all of this. That's one channel being used. So that's not too bad. That is not too bad. So how do we set these up? Well, basically an Emmy interface has got to touch a molecular assembler. So for instance, we could pop it down there. That's now attached, and we could put one on there, and then that totally works. This will this attaches to that, and that is a thing that you can do. There are several ways that you can do this. For instance, you could put a molecular assembler there, and then you could put another Emmy interface there, and even though that's just connected there, that will all still work. But Emmy interfaces need to touch the molecular assemblers, okay? So you can make a huge multi-block structure of this as well. Now, the most efficient way of doing it is to put one here like that. Actually, let's bring this out one more, I think. One more like that, there we go. Is to do something like this, whereby you just surround the Emmy interface with as many as possible, like that, and then we'll put one on there like that. That is the most efficient if you want, obviously, the Emmy interface to touch as many molecular assemblers as possible. But like I say, you can mess around with this and come up with your preferred configuration. So let's get on to do some actual auto crafting. So let's get on to the fun stuff. Auto crafting. I'm going to put this here as the first recipe. So turning oak wood into oak wood planks, because that's always nice to have as a recipe. And we're going to do that. It's on crafting. You can see I've got the encoded pattern. There we go. I'm going to put this into the interface. Now, what all of this is up here is the Emmy interface will basically, it will talk to your actual Emmy the Emmy system, and it will request the items that it needs, so wood planks. So they'll go into here, and then they will go into the actual molecular assemblers in order to do so. So how do you actually craft it? You can see here I have it. So the way you do that is you can see this here, a view stored and craftable. So somewhere along here there will be. Can I? Why are you not letting me? That was weird. That was weird. Why are you not scrolling? That is the oddest thing. Oh, there you are now. Okay, fine. I'm guessing the craftable will be, it will be here somewhere because it says it is. But anyway, the easiest way to do it is to look at the craftable. And let's scroll back up. There we go. And you can see now it says craft. So in order to do so, just left click on it and it comes up with this. So select amount, and this is how you do it. So increments of 1 and taken away, plus 10, 100. You know, you can mix and match. There we go. Let's do 2000. Let's do 2000 planks. How do we do this? Well, you can see you put the number in, click next, and then it will tell you. And you can see that it had to take a little bit of time in order to do so. And there you go. This is the amount that you can do. So you remember I said the 64K crafting units here, these things, the crafting storage, the complexity of what you want to autocraft will be dictated by that. So the more storage you have, the bigger operations you are able to set up. Okay, and that tells you there how much you can do that. Leave the crafting CPU on automatic. Basically, you can choose different CPUs, but don't worry. And these are the CPUs. That's what it means. Don't worry about that. Just leave it on automatic. And then you can see it's got 500 available to craft 2000. Now, if you didn't have enough wood available, this would not be, it would not allow you to start it. And it would tell you you are missing however many. Okay, that's how it works. So if we click start now quickly, you should see this is crafting all of that, and this is doing that. You can see it is doing it, and that's why the storage monitor is quite a nice thing to have, just so you can see, and you can actually see all of these being done. And if we put that there, that should be used as well. There we go. That is basically how you do auto crafting. So you can keep adding all of these machines to make more and more different recipes. So obviously, for right now, this is the only thing with this particular version is that if you surround it, you have to obviously come into here so you can put more patterns in. So we've learned how to do this auto crafting, and it's still doing it, still doing stuff. Look at that, almost done, almost done. So there you go. That is how we do normal items. Let's have a look at processing patterns. So processing patterns, first of all, obviously switch on to a processing pattern, and you need to put both of those in there like we said earlier. So there we have it, Certus quartz crystal to Certus quartz dust. There we go. And then I have this little thing up over here. So I just added a smart cable from our crafting CPU setup. Okay, that will connect it like that into another ME interface, and we just put that in there like that. Now you need to make sure that however you set this up, basically you need to make sure that whatever machine you have is accepting the import. Okay, so obviously it will be shoving stuff downwards, so make sure that the top there is set to input. So obviously you can do that from the side or from the bottom, from whichever way, just make sure that it is accepting in inputs. And there we have it. So let's go back to crafting. There we go, and you can see we have that there. Now if we just do that and do it like that, 10, exactly the same, available 10, crafting 10, yep, all good. We should come over here now. You can see the crafting monitor once again is telling us that it's doing that, and there we have it. It is requested 10 soda squats there and done that. Now the only thing you'll have to do is you will have to manually then pull it out of this machine to put it back into the Emmy system. There are a few ways you can do that. You can obviously use ender chest, which is always a good thing to be doing. I always have one ender chest set to input. Remember, an input bus set in to import into the system, so I have that as standard, and then whenever I want to, input some more stuff, I can just use the same ender chest set to the same exact system, the same like white and private or whatever you have it set to, and do it that way. You could also, and this is where it gets a little bit weirder, you could also set it to funnel back into the Emmy interface. So that's almost done. This is a very new pulverizer, so it's not been upgraded whatsoever. Let's let it just do its thing though. So you can see this is now doing the crafting monitor. And there we go. Bam. You could set it to come back into there. Has that actually done? Is there another one? I feel like you're still going. Oh, there it is. It stopped, and for whatever reason that's still doing it. But you could put it back into there. If you see, there you go. I clicked it back into there. So you could do it that way. That might cause you some trouble if you make this very fast. I just prefer doing it with an ender chest just because I find that's easier. That's a simple way of doing it. Now with these molecular assemblers, you can actually put acceleration cards in them. So acceleration cards like that to make them all faster. So you can upgrade them as well. And let's now, just to show you, let's have a look. Let's put 100... Actually, no, let's do another 1,000 of these, and then let's do another 10 of these. And you can see now we can't do it. No crafting CPUs are available, and that's because it is using all of this block to do the planks. Okay. So this is what you need to sort of figure out for yourself, is how many of these crafting CPUs do you make and how many molecular assemblers do you choose to do as well. Just basically, people tend to make a block like this per, however many of these and link them together. So that is that, and then you maybe do another one for these. That is sort of how that works. So there you have it. That's a very basic look at autocrafting in AE2. Like I said, you can do a lot more stuff. You can make a lot more of these and do a lot more complicated things as well. But this is a basic overview. So I hope that has helped. If it has, a like or comment is very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did learn something if you needed to. And if you want something a bit more complicated for auto crafting, then let me know, and I can always do like a secondary video on it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Hector. This has been How to Play FTB Revelation, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.